The First Civil War was a conflict that started in 1955 and ended in 1972 between the northern part of Sudan and the southern region. The major demands of southern region were good representation and regional autonomy. About 500,000 people died over 17 years of conflict. Peace agreement made in Addis Ababa ended the First Sudanese War in 1972. Even though the agreement ended the war, some of the key issues were not addressed or completely ignored over time. It was only a matter of time that the breakdown of the initial agreement will later result to northern and southern conflicts, which lasted 1983 to 2005. The Second Civil War, which is a continuation of the First Civil War, lasted 22 years from 1983 to 2005. 6 years after the Civil War ended, Southern Sudan gained independence. Roughly 2 million people died in combat or as a result of famine or disease caused by the conflict. Not to talk of about 4 million Southern Sudanese people who were displaced. Hello guys, you're welcome to Historical Africa once again. Now let's go back in history and take a look at the root cause of this civil war and why it took so long for the war to end. When the British governed Sudan as a colony, they governed the northern area and the southern area separately. The northern Sudan were more similar to Arabic-speaking Egypt, and the southern Sudan are more similar to other Eastern African colonies like Kenya, Tanganyika, which is the present-day Tanzania, and Uganda. Northern Arabs were prevented from holding positions of power in the south, and trades were discouraged between the two areas. Basically, they are like two countries in one. In 1946, the British began to integrate the two areas. Arabic was made the official language in the south, and northerners began to hold positions there. However, this caused resentment and anger within the southern elites who had been trained in English and somehow were kept out of their own government. After the end of colonization, the British failed to give enough power to the southern leaders. Most powers were given to the northern elites. Southern leaders were not even invited to negotiations during colonial transition of power in the 1950s. By 1953, out of about 800 administrative positions in government, only 6 were given to southern leaders. There are good numbers of oil fields located between the north and the south. The north wanted to control the resources because they are situated on the edge of the Sahara Desert. The Muslim central government pursued to impose Sharia laws on non-Muslim Southerners, and this led to violent and eventual civil war. So to gain independence, Southern Sudan fought a total of 39 years of civil war. After a series of peace talks between the southern rebels and the government, a comprehensive peace agreement was signed on the 9th January 2005 in Nairobi. One of the terms of the treaty is that the South would have an autonomy for 6 years, followed by a referendum on independence. A referendum took place in southern Sudan from 9th to 15th January 2011, with vast majority of the people voting in favor of independence. A new state was created and recognized on July 2011. It took them a combined 39 years of war to gain independence.